Essex Troop of today can be traced to one man and his vision, Colonel James E. Fleming, veteran of the American Civil War. On May 17, 1893, the Essex Troop was mustered into the New Jersey National Guard. Over time, the Essex Troop would grow and expand. What was to be the last campaign of the old cavalry came in 1916 with the punitive expedition across the southern border of Mexico. The purpose was to pursue the rebel General Pancho Villa. The New Jersey Essex Troop was the first of the National Guard in the United States to be called up in the border crisis in June of 1916. When called up by President Wilson on April 6, 1917, the Essex Troop was at its highest point in readiness in its history. Just a few months before, they had been on the punitive actions in Mexico. Now they found themselves assigned to the 29th Division, American Expeditionary Force, with a new mission. They were designated as the 104th Military Police Regiment, and they were bound for France. Troops B and D of the Essex Troop were assigned Battery F, 112th Field Artillery, 29th Division, and they were on every American drive throughout the war. The Essex Troop was in the middle of it, bringing the captured Germans to the rear. Their service at Alsace, Verdun, and the Meuse-Argonne did not go without a price. 12 members of the Essex Troop gave their lives by the war's end. On January 5, 1941, the Essex Troop is called up for federal service for a third time in their history. They answered the call. The troop's newly promoted Colonel, D.W. McGowan, takes command of the Essex Troop. Shortly before the scheduled invasion, Eisenhower met with Colonel McGowan and the Essex Troopers. Eisenhower talked to the importance of their find 'em, fix 'em, and fight 'em mission as cavalry reconnaissance and as American fighting men. 170,000 Allied soldiers had arrived on the bloody shores of Normandy. On D-Day +2, the rest of the 102nd and 38th came ashore, and with them, thousands of tanks, weapons, and supplies. Eisenhower and Bradley have sent the word down the ranks that if anybody can dream up a crazy, innovative solution to get through these hedges, it's the creativity of the American soldier. And the solution was provided by the Essex Troop's own Curtis Cullen. He developed the Rhino plow.
Captain Bunzel was C Troop of the 138th. He called back to his headquarters, and they wanted, because the headquarters wanted to know what his position was, and he said, "We are in Paris." And he said, "How do you know you're in Paris?" He said, "Because we're standing underneath the Arc de Triomphe."
Great courage and sacrifice defined the men of the Essex Troop. Lieutenant Daniel Lee, platoon leader of Headquarters Platoon A, was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his actions at Montrevel. He survived the war. The 102nd and 38th continue to set the record for continuous days in contact with the enemy. The 102nd is slowed by stretched supply lines and a strongly entrenched German defense at the Dragon-Tooth Siegfried Line. The 102nd and the rest of 5th Corps refuse to be moved from their area of Montchal. They hold the northern shoulder of the Bulge and deny the Germans access to critical roads needed for the German success. The Rhine River is crossed, and the Essex Troop is leading the way. Lieutenant Colonel George S. Saunders, recently returned to the 102nd after recovering from wounds sustained at St. Lo, now commands a squadron and leads a spearhead drive towards the heart of Germany. While on the move in Germany, the 102nd is told of German death camps. Saunders and the 102nd are among the first American troops to liberate the Schadenbach concentration camp. The 102nd, now famous for their find them and fix them tenacity, are selected to escort the commanding generals of 5th Corps and the 69th Infantry to Torgay and link up with the Red Army on the Elbe River. The war in Europe is over. The men of the Essex Troop have seen the war through. They have sacrificed and bought the ground with their very lives. The spirit of those who went before them helped to sustain them through the greatest war the world has ever seen and through the biggest adventure of their lives. The Essex Troop has been given a key role in the Homeland Security mission. They are assigned to secure strategic bridges and tunnels and airports in the New York, New Jersey metro area.
We're performing a mission of military support to civil authorities here at the George Washington Bridge.
And this mission continues as America liberates Iraq. They don't refer to themselves as the greatest generation in America. They're much too humble for that. But for those soldiers who follow and serve after them, they set the standard, which others are measured by. They set a standard of excellence that following generations of warriors recognize and strive to emulate. Their unsurpassed achievements, they truly are New Jersey's first cavalry.